Dear Ishani, this month has been one full of achievements. You have learned how to overcome your anger issues, your issues with impatience, and your self confidence. But you have just learned how to. You haven't yet implemented all that you have learned in your life. The journey has just begun, and it's a long way to go. Keep growing, keep shining. Believe that you were born to stand out. Love your true self. Now, before any of you starts doubting my sanity, hey, I'm Ishani. And this was one of the many letters I've written to myself. Now, I've always heard that self-talk works better than any advice ever. And standing in front of the mirror and talking to myself just doesn't seem to work for me. So, I decided on finding an alternative to this. And I did find one. Writing letters to myself. Trust me, it has worked wonders and has also made me realize the beauty of an art we have all generally neglected. Letters. So, let me take this opportunity to talk about something I really love and am attached to. So, talking about the dying art of writing letters. First of all, how writing letters is an art. Well, the stereotyped mind tends to think of only music and dance and painting and literature as forms of art. But trust me, anything, absolutely anything in itself is an art. Be it a bird building its nest or a baby learning to walk, anything. Something that has been mastered. Similarly, writing letters is also an art, but unfortunately one that is dying. In the era of technology that we exist in, where texting is the main mode of communication, followed by phone calls, the practice of communicating through writing letters has long faded. Of course, the world has sped up and no one would prefer the long process of writing letters to the instant messaging services available today. And my attachment towards letters often causes me to ponder upon the fact, wasn't it the late delivery of letters that caused technology to evolve as much as it has now, and the interest that people had towards letter writing to vanish into the blue? If only this technology was used to speed up the process of delivery of letters, this art would still be in practice and people like me wouldn't be cribbing over it. Of course, I can always type an email and send it across instantly. Of course, I can simply Skype and see the person right in front of me. Of course, in this era of technology, why waste time and energy writing a letter? So, why am I so hooked to the art of letter writing? Am I born in the wrong time? Am I a misfit in today's technological and pacey world? Well, at least I choose to believe all is okay with me. Now, focusing on only letters and the love I have for them, my favorite part of the day happens to be my language classes, be it English or Hindi. It is in these classes that I get to write letters. Often, I am the first person in the room to finish writing a letter, while other peers are found cribbing over a task being assigned to them. I am found writing away merrily. And I am not really a marks oriented person, but when I score low in the letter part of the paper, it really disappoints me. Because no one has that love and passion for letters that I have. And You know what? I love letters so much for the sensorial joy they give me. Whenever I receive a letter before opening the envelope, I spend a moment or two to observe the handwriting on the address. I never rip the envelope open. I tear it slowly and carefully, lest I tear the letter within or lest I tear the stamp. After I rip it open, by the time I think about the hands which glued together the envelope to hold the letter within. After opening it, I take out the folded piece of paper. Before opening it, I take a moment or two to take in all the smells. It is almost as if I'm touching the hands of the person who wrote the letter. The feelings expressed in the letter are somehow vivid before me. The quivering handwriting in the emotional bits, the bold and rounded handwriting in the joyful bits. A letter is so real. I'll stare at the creases on the paper for hours. They remind me of my complicated palm lines. The patterns talk to me. And for all these reasons, I simply and absolutely love sending and receiving letters. Traveling back in time, the history of letters has been long. It started with human messengers and pigeons, then went on to the railways, then to the airways as the postal system developed. Letters have served as such a great mode of communication for us. Remember when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru used to write letters to his daughter from jail? There once came a time when writing letters was actually in practice. But a ping on the computer, which indicated the arrival of a mail, would excite people to such heights. And today, when mailing is in practice, the arrival of a postman with a letter excites people like me to new limits. I have often been told by my mother and my grandmother about the excitement they used to feel back in the day. It is always counted as a disadvantage, the late delivery of letters, but it had its own essence. So, says my mother. She always tells me about how she used to post a letter, then wait for its delivery, and then for the arrival of the return letter, and the excitement she used to feel. She was always passionate about writing letters and also receiving them. So, maybe I got it from her? Who knows? So, I think that's about it. I must go now, for I really feel the need to pen down this experience of being on stage and talking to all of you about something I really love right away in a letter. So, got to go, folks. I've got a letter to write. Thank you.